Well, hello, hustler. Welcome to another episode of the Wellness Hustle. I'm Brit Tincup. I'm a creative designer, a serial entrepreneur who lived with chronic stress that had me testing every health and fitness tip and trick that would make me feel like myself again. And I'm joined by my co-host, Sasha Fisher, an ex-pro athlete, personal trainer, and nutritional therapy practitioner with years of experience helping high-achieving individuals to reach their health and fitness goals. We're here to redefine what wellness means, simplifying health, fitness, and self-care, empowering you to fuel ambition and embrace wellness, because we believe that hustle isn't a bad word. When applied properly, it's a superpower. Now let's jump in. Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Hustle. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. I am really thrilled about today's episode because I have been in the gym a lot. And today we are talking about fitness. And we want to answer some of the most common questions. And by we, I mean Sasha is going to answer.
We're also going to have a conversation because you have a lot of knowledge and experience.
But Sasha is literally a personal trainer. So she has a lot of really valuable insight here and knows a lot of the details behind it. So do you want to just kick it up? Should I go through like what we're going to talk about, or do you want to just
Sure, go.
Okay. I got way too excited. I'm so sorry about that. But I think what we really want to talk about too is just like how this pertains to weight loss.
Yeah.
Like how fitness is going to pertain to weight loss. So to break it down into kind of the three things we're going to talk about is like, how does each type of exercise, we have walking and lifting and HIIT and Pilates and all these different things impact weight loss. And then how can you burn more fat without overtraining?
Yep.
Because we see all those like Parisians and stuff, they just are skinny.
Yeah.
And then what's the best workout plan for sustainable fat loss?
And if you paying attention, we're talking about fat loss, not weight loss. And I really wanted to touch on that because most people talk about
weight loss.
Explain
it to me.
So, okay, weight loss, it's everything. It's muscle, it's fat, everything, right? But we want to preserve the muscle and we don't want the additional fat because it's not the healthiest thing to have too much fat, right?
Right.
So this is what the main focus of this episode is going to be, how to have a successful fat loss with exercise.
Okay, so I want to talk about this, just side note real quick, because we talked about how I lost 100 pounds and then that spurred me to get on the scale. I was like, am I still 100 pounds down from where I was? And I'm not. But I think we can both agree, because I posted a video of what I looked like then and what I look like now. I definitely might be heavier than I was when I lost the 100 pounds, but I am much stronger, and muscle weighs more than fat, correct?
Muscle weighs more than fat. Also, it's like a natural sphinx. So it pulls all together. So it keeps everything nice and tight, right?
Yeah, that's why your denim fits so nice.
Yes. Yeah, because you don't need Spanx. You got your own muscle to hold you up together. Yeah.
Oof, just keep it all tight.
Yep. That's all muscle is.
I love that. So yeah, and I think like the reason that we're even bringing this up is because, to her point, so many people talk about weight loss. They talk about what you can do to lose weight, how to get that number on the scale down. And you think you need to do this endless cardio or intense workouts to lose fat. But I think it's like a lot more simple than that.
It's very simple, and we'll give you the formula in this episode. What you need to do if you are someone who wants to lose fat, not weight, fat.
And then like, as far as myths go, because I think there's a lot of like misconception around this. Like, what is the most common myth you hear from just everybody?
I think people put so much pressure on their workouts and they think they need to burn so many calories during the workout, where you kind of actually have to flip the thinking. It's not how much you burn calories during the workout or how effective they are for you to have a greater afterburn and to change the body composition.
Okay.
Because you're not going to burn a lot of calories no matter what workout you're going to do. And we're going to dive into it a little bit deeper and a little bit
further
later in the episode.
So what then like really matters?
And I feel like people starting to talk about this. It's the daily movement. What scientists call it is NEAT, N-E-A-T. And it's the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's the fancy way of saying things you do throughout the day outside of exercising, sleeping, and eating.
Okay, so this is like
The energy expended for everything you do outside of the sports and exercise.
got it. So we're talking like walking,
Mm-hmm.
going up and down the stairs,
Yes.
getting up and down off the couch,
Yes.
doing your dishes,
Doing dishes, fidgeting.
Oh, I get that one down.
Yeah. Yeah. All of it. You're burning calories. And just a quick example, if you have an Apple phone, you can go and see in the health.
Oh yeah.
You can see how much you're burning. And the exercise is going to be such a small part of your daily burn. So where you're getting more back for the more bang for your buck is in your daily activities.
Okay.
And the net. So how much can you fidget? How many things you can do? Don't sit still.
Right.
That's the main point.
This is where we see like the Blue Zone come. I don't know how many people
Yep.
watch Blue Zones. Great documentary if you haven't watched it. But all of those people, I remember thinking as I was watching it, like they're all very active. They're all like making food, and then they're cleaning food, and then they're spending time around a table, and then they're dancing together, and then they're like gathering. And
Yep.
it's stuff we used to do: hunting, gathering,
Yep. Herding.
connecting.
Yep. All of the things.
So let's jump into some questions. How does each type of exercise impact fat loss?
Okay. So let's start with walking. This is your low intensity movement.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's been dismissed or overlooked for so long, but actually it's very important. If you brought up Parisians, those guys walk everywhere. And when you go to Europe, I mean, people walk everywhere a lot, and you don't see a lot of obesely overweight people in those countries because they're constantly moving, walking. So it burns fat without stressing the body. So it's very low cortisol impact, supports recovery, and prevents burnout and injuries. Yeah, so it's part of the daily movement, the net that we just talked about.
I feel like too, because and we'll get into this in a second, but I have an Oura ring, and I started learning more about my cycle. And then I learned that like during my luteal phase, which is like the period, like the time right before your period comes, I have really low energy, and that's normal.
It's very normal.
And it's hard for me to get in and work out. So I quite literally just sometimes go on a walk. Like I'll just
that's the best thing you can do. So ladies, if you are feeling the same most do, you want to do yoga, you want to do meditation, you want to go for a walk, it's time to tone it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So next we want to talk about the strength training. So that's where we build your muscle, right? This is what will increase your metabolism. This is what will help you to burn fat long after you worked out. So during the workout, if you one of those people who like to look at their gadgets and see how many calories you burn during your lifting weights, like for an hour, 45 minutes, it's not going to be much. It's not what really is concerning. What you want to be happy about is the afterburn. The more muscle you have, the more calories you can burn, the more glucose you can store. So it's a best long-term strategy for body composition changes.
I'm just looking at my watch right now to give you guys an example because I worked out this morning. So I burned 239 active calories while I was working out, but my total calories was 309 because I was walking around the gym and like stretching and setting up. And then my total calories for the day, just to give
which we sat on our butt for a long time.
I've been sitting on my butt all day because we've been recording
podcasts. This is our third and final.
And I've been working on content all day at my computer. I've only burned 571 calories today. And when I mean I've been sedentary, I took like a 15-minute walk. That was really the only other movement I got.
Yeah. So, but if you're getting up and moving and walking, that number is going to be much bigger.
Yeah.
And the last thing we want to talk about is HIIT. That's the high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
I feel like that was popular maybe a couple of years ago. People were all going crazy with HIIT. And this is when you're going all out, short burst of energy. So you're burning a lot of calories, but you can't sustain it for a very long time. So it's still overall not going to be a great burn. Just per a minute, it's going to be a great burn. But overall, it's not going to be a huge burn for your whole day. But what it does, it will help you with the human growth hormone. It's going to help you with cardiovascular fitness. But again, it's very easy to overtrain if you're doing too many of heat workouts during the week. So what I like to do, either do one or two, or actually I would do burnout in the end of my lifting weights. So I'll say I have like a lifting weights, kind of a resistance training, half an hour, and then in the end I'll do like a quick burnout. So
Okay.
like all out.
Like sprints or something like that?
I can't do sprints, but I would do like mountain climbers, push-ups, jumping, squats, those kind of things.
I have to be honest, I hate hit workouts. I used to be like the hit girly of the century. I would
Yeah.
do all of those, and I was so fatigued throughout the rest of my day. Like I would go do those workouts and I would be freaking exhausted
You probably
afterwards.
did too many. That's what I'm thinking.
I think I was. And what's funny is I wasn't actually seeing a ton of results from that. And again, like that's not to say nobody will see results from that, but I think what was happening is I was going in, I would do the hit workouts, I would get exhausted. They
Mhm.
definitely weren't happening during my luteal phase because then I would just not go.
Yep.
And then that was worse off than anything else.
And then you probably overate because remember, we're not burning a lot of calories during the whole workout. Yeah.
During the hit workout.
Yeah. We do per minute, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't do hit for an hour.
No, that's a great point.
So you're burning a lot per minute, but you're not doing it for a very long time. So in the end, it's still not burning ton of calories.
Yeah.
So the most calories you burn is walking long distance, hiking. I've noticed that in my Apple Watch, if I go for a long hike, like 11 miles or something, sometimes I do, that is a killer. That will burn so many calories just walking, but you did it for a long period of time. So what I'm trying to say is just move around as much as you can. Take breaks, get up from your desk, go to the bathroom, drink a lot of water. That's going to make you go to the bathroom a lot. So
you have to get up.
Yes, you need to get up.
I think we can establish that maybe I've overtrained a little bit in the past and then got burnt out on it. So how can you burn more fat without overtraining?
Well, as we just talked, non-exercise activities, the NET that we just talked about, that is the biggest bang for your buck. So, and you're not going to overdo, right, on daily activities. You can fidget all you want, walk around, getting up. Yeah. So daily chores, vacuuming, all of it, right? So just be more mindful of that. How much are you sitting? Take breaks.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a revelation. I didn't mean to side eye you like that, but I was thinking in my brain and then but my
what
thought
happened?
Like I love a multitask.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can clean my house.
Yeah.
And that's fitness.
Right.
Oh, I'm excited.
See, there we go.
I love that.
So yeah, so simple ways to do it is walk after meal, take the stairs. We heard that time and time again. Stand more, sit less, stretch or move every hour. You can watch your football game and stretch on the floor.
What?
Yeah, you don't have to sit on the couch. You can sit on the floor. You can do some bridges. You can do a little fidgeting on the floor.
Okay.
You got my permission.
I love this. What if I get up for snacks? She looks at me. She's like, "That's not
what kind of snack?"
Yeah, she's like, "Is it chippies?
Is it whole box?
Whole box? Because I don't think so.
Nope.
Well, okay, so I won't do that. The snacks don't count. I think we're all pretty fucking aware of that.
Yeah.
So, or I should be anyway.
Yeah.
What are some signs that you're like overtraining?
Okay, I've done that before. I mean, I'm an ex-professional athlete. You know, like you get up in the morning and you feel like the train just went over you, right? Like your body just feels like, oh my God, I'm still so sore. I'm still so fatigued. Yeah. So had a bad night's sleep, even though like you're so tired, but you can't fall asleep. Have you felt that way?
Yes.
That's a sign of overtraining. Working out, you can think of like even moving, you know, like I can't even make myself to go to the gym. I'm so tired. Everything is sore. So all those are signs of overtraining.
I'm realizing right now that I might need to like decrease my weight in the gym right now because I might be overtraining in this moment.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is a thing. And it's always good to cycle, right? You have 1 week of heavy, then you work on your endurance, you go lighter, then you go, yeah, it's good to cycle through those things.
So what you're saying is that in order to burn more fat without overtraining, we want to prioritize chores essentially. So like neat, over exercise, over excessive workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And then we want to strength train 3 to 4 times per week.
Yep.
Okay.
Limit hit.
Yeah. Limit hit 1 to 2 times per week.
Yeah. Max. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then walking daily. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that whole like
Huge.
get your 8 to 10K in.
Yeah. Steps. Yeah. That's a big deal. I mean, I'm getting a little obsessive over it. If I come home, like tonight, I set my battery recorded and my number is not going to be good. I'm just going to take one for a walk. That's how I do it.
That's a good
Just
idea.
go home and just, you know what? And it will adapt pretty quickly. I feel like we're doing this loop around our cul-de-sac and I'll get another like 2,000 steps. No big deal. So you can catch up pretty quick.
That's fun. And then just like listening to your body and like
Yeah.
prioritizing recovery.
Exactly.
So in addition to listening to your body and like making sure that you get your recovery time in, it just sounds like the fat loss happens when your body is really in a balance. Like you're telling me that essentially I should do all of these things in moderation to an extent, with the exception of strength training.
Well, yeah, it's still moderation.
Yeah.
3 times a week. I feel like it. Maybe for some people, they think I'm crazy, but I'm not asking you to go and lift every day. Some people do.
You're also not asking people to strength train for 2 hours. Like sometimes I go to the gym and I'm like, this person got here before me. I've been here for 45 minutes and they're staying after me. Yeah. Like I've seen the people in the gym for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I've been that person at one point. And it's like,
me too.
You don't have to do, we're not asking you to do that.
No, 45 minutes max.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Nice. That's easy. I can do that. I do that. What am I talking about? So what's the best workout plan for sustainable fat loss?
So ideal weekly plan. We just touched on that.
Okay.
So you want to do, depends how much time you have. Be realistic.
Okay.
Right? But 3 to 4 per week of strength training. I aim for 3. Some people want additional 4th. I'm not going to stop you if you want to do that.
Okay.
But 3 is good to aim for. It will build muscle and boost metabolism. So next one is walking daily. Try to get in some walks. I think it's important. So it's easy and effective for fat burn, right? And also mental, I feel like. I think really it's good for mental.
I put on a nice podcast. I learned some things.
Me too. And sometimes I do nothing because sometimes it's just information overload. So sometimes I just do nothing and just walk.
Hear the birds.
Just being with yourself. Yeah. And hit 1 to 2 times per week. It's all you need. Don't overdo on that, you guys. Adds variety, but also you can overtrain pretty quickly with those exercises. So it shouldn't be the main focus.
And that's not hard to do. I definitely, after hearing this, feel like I've been overtraining because I've been working out strength training 5 days a week and then like going for walks.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm really stressed, the only thing that makes me feel not stressed is working out.
And it's okay. You can do that. Just don't be so intense.
Yeah.
And maybe try to do yoga in between. If you feel like that you are stressed, then don't do HIIT at all. Maybe do yoga instead.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. What not to do in this situation?
Yeah. So you don't overdo on HIIT and neglect strength training. Focusing only on calorie burn during workout is a big mistake.
Okay.
And ignoring NEAT. Expect just workouts to do the fat, the boost for the fat loss. Yeah. Those are the biggest mistakes I feel like people are making.
I mean, this is really not that hard to do.
No, it isn't. It's easy, right? When you lay it out like that, all you need to do is walk, train, lift weights, lift heavy things 2 or 3 times a week. And sometimes do a sprint or 2.
I mean,
and you're done.
And I just keep thinking to my mom, like, she's such an active person in her day-to-day life. Like, she just never sits still. And she's been thin my whole life. Like
yeah, she's got the net down.
And she's strong.
Well,
this has been like a super helpful podcast for me. Sometimes I don't expect these things. I'm like, oh, I actually learned some things. I might make some adjustments to my own workout plan right now.
Yay, let me know what those adjustments will be.
I think it's going to be some yoga, some stretching.
Yeah.
And I'm going to...
More fidgeting?
More fidgeting. I got that down pat. I do not need to do more fidgeting. But I will, and I do, I'm constant, like last night it was like 7 o'clock and I'm like, wait, I'm still cleaning things. What is going on? I need to sit down for a second. So yeah, it's just like very helpful to know all of these things. And again, knowledge is power. So once you know, you can make the adjustments and
not waste your time in the gym. You can do other things.
Don't waste your time, especially as women. Like, we don't need to do so much.
No, we overdo things. Yeah.
I loved the takeaway on weight loss versus fat loss. I think that that's like a terminology thing we need to change.
We need to change that in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's all about body composition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which comes from balance.
Balance, yeah.
My favorite thing from this whole podcast was that neat. It is neat.
It is. I think so. It's how you pronounce it.
I don't. No. I'm saying it's neat.
Oh,
that it's neat. I like
neat.
It's neat. I'm gonna stop because I'm taking it too far. But it is a great little tool because you can it's like a habit stacker.
Yeah, it is. And it's so easy and everybody can do it.
You guys just go be productive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God, on that note, thank you guys for listening to the Wellness Hustle.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in, listening us, and hopefully this was some kind of knowledge for you that you can implement in your daily life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you enjoyed it and you had cool takeaways, you should share it with a friend because we appreciate that. And subscribe and leave reviews if you feel so inclined. And we will see you on another time.
See you next time in the gym.